What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. So on the last episode, we talked to Aveline. She said she did have something for us, but not quite yet, so I'm assuming we gotta finish out at least some of the main storyline before we get there. We did take care of Isabella's whole history with Castillon, and she got some closure on her past, and actually is feeling quite positive about a future with Hawke. We can't catch up with Meryl yet about the mirror that she's been working on, but we do have something with Anders, so let's go see if Anders has a quest for us, and if he doesn't, then, I love when they zoom sometimes like that. If he doesn't, then we'll go take care of a main quest, I guess, and we'll head to the Gallows.
I'm going to be trying something, and I thought you'd want to be part of it. We've both been wrong. What I did with Justice was unnatural. It should never have happened.
You're right.
I'm glad you finally understand that.
I can't help mages like this. Not while I am everything the Templars fear about magic.
Correct.
I need to be free of this curse.
Well, how can I help you do that?
What must we do?
I've spent the past 3 years researching the methods of Tevinter Magisters. They're the only ones who have ever sought to reverse spirit possession, not just behead the victims. I believe I have a formula for a potion that can separate Justice and me, without killing either.
What are the risks? What's involved?
Is it dangerous?
There are always dangers with magic, but I believe this will be worth the cost.
Well, I agree wholeheartedly with what you're trying to do, so let's do it. If you get Justice out of you, at least Justice can go back to the Fade and be what he is. He will still be a sleazeball piece of shit that abandons everything that he's ever claimed to care about, but at least Justice will be better, and you'll be much less dangerous without a ticking time bomb inside you, so...
Surely that's worth any risk it entails.
I knew you'd stand behind me in this. Even if...
What?
Nothing. I've gathered most of what I need, but there are some outlandish ingredients I was hoping you'd help me collect. A powder the Tevinters call Sela Petrae, and a small amount of Drakestone.
Okay. So what about the formula before we start heading off and doing errands for you like this?
Is it just a potion? Is there anything more to this ritual?
No ritual. Just mix the ingredients up and... boom. Justice and I are free. And we can take our rightful place among free mages.
Him saying boom right there is actually really ironic and cunty in hindsight, but we're not going to talk about any of that.
What is Drakestone?
The Tevinters used to mine it for their apothecaries. There should still be deposits in the bone pit.
Well, we own the bone pit now.
Where would we find Sela Petrae?
It's a crystal that forms from concentrated manure and urine.
Ew. We can't just buy it somewhere?
It's not used by mages here. There's no reason for any merchant to stock it. I suggest we search the sewers. There's an entrance not far from here in Darktown.
Makes sense.
I assure you, we'll find them.
I could not have begun to do this without your support.
Okay, so something from concentrated manure or urine. Well, the concentration substance from manure could be methane, I guess. Hidden lair is actually for a quest that we have right down here. That'll be this. So while we're here, why don't we dip into this? This is actually the entrance to the Hawke estate. If you remember back then, they just sank it here in this act for the hidden lair. Back down in the deep roads. Are you a dragon or an ogre? What are you? It's a big ass pride demon.
The seals are gone. Foolish wards held by pretenders. Aspects. The true source is missing. The power unheld. But I command a peace.
The true source? What do you claim to have?
Fragments of every fool who held a throne. Here, all in the black.
The black like the Black City.
Reason. I enslave the whims and weirds, It rings from the other side of the veil. Face me. Face everything.
He's beefy if he's telling the truth about everything that he has. He certainly has a whole lot to present a threat to us if he's telling the truth about his origin. Everyone who held a throne inside Kirkwall, or potentially all of Thedas. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what he means. But I would assume he means Kirkwall, because there's no way, right? But it is a pride demon, so maybe he genuinely does think he's, like, juicy enough to have a piece of everybody from Thedas, but... When he said in the black, I definitely am assuming that he meant the Black City, which is also quite cool. Gotta get a heal. Kill here real quick. Oh, that hurts. I've stunned him that too. Yeah, let's just try to get him dead, shall we? Yeah, Anders, you can't heal me, but what you can do is hit him with chain lightning. I already took a heal, so that's fine. Man, I gotta move out of that stun. I'll find a way to move out of the stun. Take that. Anders, you're still off in the back. That's fine. Meryl, you're a little closer than I would care for you to be. I think his big, stupid, bullshit stun ability is gone now, at least. Hubris is dead. That's Demon Slayer. That's our achievement for killing Hubris. And he gave us a longsword, which does a lot of really good stuff. It's too bad we're not using a longsword build. And I think the rest of this is all closed off. I don't think we get to look around anywhere. We do not. Okay. So now we'll head back to the... I almost said Dark Roads. Now we'll head back to Dark Town and continue with Anders' quest. Now we got that one taken care of. We are coming up here to the end of things. We got a couple side quests to do, and then we're pretty on our way. I don't think the main quest is very long in Act 3, so we're almost done with the game. And I don't think I'll be heading straight into the DLCs for Dragon Age 2. I think I'll probably save that for a later date, because I really want to jump into Expedition 33. And we got to get going with the Oblivion playthrough too, so I'll probably wrap up the main story of Dragon Age 2. Save up and then take care of some other games first, and then we'll jump into...
We can enter the sewers from here to look for the Sela Petrae.
DLCs for this.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Hold your nose. We'll have to get pretty close for me to tell what we're looking at.
I think I'll be okay. I've dove through plenty of stuff. A little bit of manure and urine isn't gonna break us. I expect to run straight into fights, however. Lyrium smugglers. We're in Lyrium smuggling tunnels.
One less to worry about! This is it. The Sela Petrae should have formed right under here. Oh, I don't want to touch that. Let's see if we can find a few more deposits.
Well, you don't have a choice, Anders. You brought me down here to sift through shit, and you're gonna be the one doing the sifting. I ain't touching that stuff. Your potion, your shit hands. Yeah, this lyrium smuggling operation is likely involved with the Mage Underground that he so openly supports. So he's actively fucking them over to do this. What else would a lyrium smuggling organization be for? I mean, I guess it could be for the Templars, but down here in Darktown like this, not so much. I think that they would likely be doing that above ground if they really wanted to. And the fact that there's apostate mages down here just goes to further show what I'm trying to say. It clearly is in relation to the Mage Underground. So he's turning his back on the Mage Underground now too. Perhaps he's finally realizing that they're too far gone.
A few more deposits.
Or he's just being Anders. I mean, he does abandon every cause he ever pledges himself to. He did it with the Mage Circle. He did it with the Wardens. He's gonna do it with Hawk at some point in this game too. I mean, now he's doing it with the Mage Underground too. It's a pattern. People don't change when there's such readily established patterns like that. I said it in a couple of my other series, but I genuinely don't think people can change or be rehabilitated. At least not when it's something that they are, right? Like, he's a quitter with a cause. That's what he's always done. It's how he has always been. So it's not just going to suddenly change. He's not just randomly going to find one cause that sticks.
Let's see if we can find a few.
It's the same with Tommy in The Last of Us, right? He has a hero complex, right? He joined the military and then he left that, and then he joined the Fireflies and then he left that, and then he joined Jackson and then he leaves that to go take LA, but Joel stops him. Like, he will always find something to attach himself to, and then he'll go get it done. He did the same thing when Joel is killed, right? He abandons Jackson, goes on the vengeance trip to spare LA because he's trying to save LA. He has a hero complex, and so he'll never change either. And Anders has a coward abandonment complex, and he'll also never change. And you can't. I mean, in Tommy's case, he doesn't need to be rehabilitated because he's actually doing the right thing. But in some other cases, like Anders, you would want him to stop being that way. But I don't think you could ever get him to stop being that way. I think no matter what it was, I think if he had a wife and a child, I think he'd abandon them because it was too much responsibility. I think it's responsibility and any kind of accountability that he runs from.
See if we can find a few more deposits.
He hates being accountable for his actions. He hates being responsible to someone other than himself. He just can't handle that kind of heat and responsibility. And so he runs from it all. He doesn't like to take credit or blame for his own actions in any shape or form. He'll always try and run from that as well. And it's just the way that he is. You can't rehabilitate that. And I think a lot about certain crimes too. I know a lot of people in the world are pretty big on rehabilitation, second chances, and all that stuff. But I think if you're a rapist or anything to do with like underage children, minors, anything like that, there's no coming back for you. There's no rehabilitation.
That should be plenty. Thank the Maker.
I don't think you can put somebody like that in a class and just have them be all good now and it's all great. I don't think so. I think that they'll never change, and even if they never reoffend, they're still that person. They've crossed that line, and there is a circumstance where they would do it again. Just because they, it's kind of how you know how I talk about blood mages in this game, where I say that once they've crossed that line, it would have happened in any other circumstance too, because they've already shown that they would. Whereas people like Wynn and the one mage that Sir Ulrich was trying to take advantage of, you know there's no existence where she would ever become a blood mage, because when she was about to be like raped and murdered by a corrupt Templar, she still didn't become a blood mage. She still didn't summon a demon. So there's like no scenario where that she ever would. Whereas other people, you know, they lose their toothbrush and then they fucking summon a demon to go find it for them. Like in Tevinter.
We still need the Drakestone from the Bone Pit.
So all those kind of things I apply to real life too. It's not just my theory on video games, it's also my theory on real life as well. It's my genuine opinion. I don't think things can be rehabilitated like that. I think some people will just do what they do, and
I hope the rest
can
of the
never be
dragons
fixed.
haven't heard this place is on the market. Are you ready to go in?
Ready as I'll ever be.
We'll have to look for Drakestone deposits along the sides.
And not only that, but why would you want to fix certain crimes too? Like, if somebody summons a demon and slaughters a whole village, I don't want to stop them from being possessed, right? They summoned the demon. I want them to be punished for what they've done. I guess that's up to interpretation what you would consider to be the punishment of certain crimes, but I know what I would consider the punishment of certain crimes. Some people would say it's a good thing we don't live in a society that does punish like that anymore, but sometimes I wonder.
Like a Drakestone deposit? I need a scraping from the deepest part. There should be more further in.
And sometimes I also wonder, like, if it's just a situation where a lot of people think that leniency is a good idea, simply because it's never happened to them, right? Like, it's really easy to say there should be lenient punishment for criminals, when
There should be more further
your
in.
wife or your daughter or your son or your niece, nephew, uncle, like brother, sister, whatever, when they haven't been affected by the crime, you're talking about the punishment of, right? But I suspect people would see it quite differently when it would be so close to home. Like, I think you would find all the people that would want to forgive, like, PDF files, for example. I think you would find if people like that do want to forgive and rehabilitate them, if you... God forbid that ever happened to them, right? I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but I think you would find that if it did, they would have a very fast change of heart and leniency of punishment they recommend for that crime. And rightly so.
There should be more further in.
I don't think compassion has a place in the human heart for people who dehumanize other humans. I think compassion should be set aside for people who also have it, right?
There should be more further in.
If you're gonna take away someone's humanity, then I'm not gonna have empathy for you. I'm not gonna give you more courtesy than you gave your victim. Why would I do that, you know? I think a lot of times people give more consideration to victims of a crime than to the person who perpetrated the crime than they do to the victim of the crime. And I really don't like that. I don't like that people seem to care way more about the criminal than the people that they have victimized. It really bothers me that society kind of has that viewpoint now.
It's done.
Like, sometimes I look at that and I just feel so confused. I'm like, what? You're literally giving more consideration to the criminal, the bad guy in this story. You are giving more consideration than the person who did nothing and was just victimized. And it never really makes sense to me. And the people who do it never see it that way too. They're just, you know, the whole like two rights don't make a wrong, dig two graves kind of fucking mindset. And I really don't like that. Let's get all these traps out of the way before we buy our snowball discount here. Peel off. And that's the end of the monstrous spider. That's the end of its children. Very good.
I got your back.
And that should probably be all the Drakestone for Anders, I think. Let's see. Speak to Anders in his clinic. Yeah, so we are done here. I'm going to take a quick loop around this place and see if there's any hidden goodies. But the path is right there to get out, so I'm going to run up here quickly. I think this door is closed. I think that's why we couldn't come down this way, right? Wrong. Maybe I did come down this way. Alright, let's just go back to his clinic then. We have his potion ingredients, so it'll probably be time for us to hit some main quests, actually. So we'll be heading to the Gallows after this.
Thank you. I wouldn't have asked just anyone to venture in there for me. There is one more thing, but we must discuss it privately.
Well, guess we'll see, won't we? I'm not sure why he's too afraid to say it in front of the rest of our party. I mean, they literally just helped him do his little task, but when it's Anders, it doesn't make sense, so just go to his clinic and let him say whatever he's gonna say.
There is one more thing I would ask of you, Hawk. And I can't tell you why. I must get inside the Chantry without being seen. Will you talk to the Grand Cleric for me? Distract her long enough for me to do what must be done.
And this is for your potion still?
What do you want me to talk about?
Food? The weather? What does it matter? No, talk of mages. Give her one final chance to hear what we have suffered. To pick a side. Perhaps she'll be more inclined to listen to you.
So you want me to force her into in your side, is basically what you're saying.
Tell me your plan.
You would not thank me if I told you. If you support freedom for mages, help me. That's all I can say.
We need a little more information here on this.
What is it you don't want me to see?
You said you believe in me. Again and again you have shown your support for mages.
When relevant.
Then trust me now. I am doing only what is necessary.
Was this ever about you and justice? Or have you lied this whole time?
I lied. There is no potion. But what we have gathered will bring freedom for more than just me and justice. It will help mages throughout Thedas. In the face of that, one lie means little.
And you don't think it's relevant for you to hand me the rest of this information, given that I just helped you with all I helped you with?
I can't act blindly. Tell me your plan.
I am taking a risk. I would not see you drawn into it. But maybe your support of mages ends at talk. It's easier to support freedom if no one must die to achieve it. You cannot pretend friendship, then stop now.
Well, we have no idea what the hell he wants here. We have Dragonstone. And something from concentrated manure, which would be methane gas, I assume. But... And he wants to sneak into the Chantry. Is he... Are you stealing something from the Chantry? Are you stealing an ingredient? Well, he admitted to lying, at least, right? He just told us flat out that it's not our business what he's doing here, but at least he told us that he was full of shit. Well, we came this far, I guess we can help. I am interested in trying to talk him down off the ledge, and he's not gonna... That's not gonna be possible if we just tell him to piss off here, like he said. You can't pretend friendship. I guess we can help.
Tell me what you would have of me then. But I won't forget you blackmailed me to get it.
I promise, whatever happens, it's on my head. It will not come back on you. Go to the Chantry. Talk to the Grand Cleric. I will join you when I'm done.
And like I said, he's sold out the Mage Underground. Speak to Anders at his base in Darktown. Okay, Anders, you want to talk?
What are you doing?
Putting out milk. I miss having a cat around. But I think the refugees have scared them all off. Or maybe eaten them. You know, I've been meaning to thank you. You don't need to stick your neck out for the mages here. But you have.
When it's the right thing to
One
do.
day, we'll make a world where your sister can be free again.
Mages cannot be treated as guilty just by association.
I agree with that
I
statement.
can't tell you how reassuring that is. Sometimes, you're the only reason I don't think I'm crazy. When you still believed in me after I almost killed that poor girl. I knew you meant it. You wouldn't say it just to make me feel better. You make me think I can really do this. Lead a revolution.
To be fair, I don't think you should be trying to do any of that.
I didn't realize you were planning anything that big.
No small change would address the injustice that mages face. The Chantry itself must be overturned. There will always be mages born in Thedas. But Templars are made by men. And they can be unmade.
So you'd like to just kill every Templar on planet Earth then, huh? You'd just like to smoke them all and have mages be... Just the whole of Thedas be Tevinter. That's his grand idea.
Why does this matter so much to you?
You saw Sir Auric's plan. How many Templars would prefer that every mage was a mindless, drooling babe? In the Circle, they tell you day and night that magic is sin. A mark on your soul of the Maker's hatred. But for all the talk of demons, the most common death I saw for a mage was suicide.
And I'm sure you'd like to continue to peddle that narrative, wouldn't you? That there's just mages throwing themselves from the windows atop that tower, every tower in Thedas. They can't take it, and so they just jump and The Templars behead people for asking about their family members in the circle and all the other bullshit you've spouted in this game, but the reality is none of that happens. And Dragon Age Origins is the darkest game in the whole franchise, and the darkest universe in the whole franchise, and we didn't see any of that inside Dragon Age Origins. And so, I don't believe that exists. I think he's full of shit.
Why do none of my friends ever just want to be the best wallet player in Lowtown?
With the great Hawk deigned to associate with the best wallet player in Lowtown.
In fact, I'd prefer that than whatever you are, Anders.
Without your support. I couldn't hold on to this spirit of vengeance inside me, but I know you won't let me lose myself to him.
Well, that remains to be seen, I guess. We still do have a little bit of the journey left to go. Right, so let's swing on to the Chantry, and we'll talk to the sister. Oh, well, not even sister, excuse me, the Grand Cleric. I just gravely misrepresented her rank in all this. What is this? Well, we can't use it, but it has the map marker for an entryway. Perhaps, you know, maybe that was the Dark Grimoire entrance that I missed that was in Darktown. Maybe that's it. So it's gonna have to be in the day. And I assume he's sneaking in here to steal something. Go to the Chantry and distract the Grand Cleric so Anders can complete his plan. I love this great sword. It's beautiful.
I'll find you as soon as I'm done. Thank you.
Sure, I guess. Well, based on how many Chantry officials are around here, he already fucked up his plan of not getting seen, I assume.
Maker's blessing, champion. Have you come to pray?
Have you thought about which side you'll take? Between the mages and Templars?
Have you changed your mind, champion? Recently, you seem to support the Knight Commander. We must give Meredith and Orsino time to work out their differences. No good can come of showing favor to one side.
I disagree wholeheartedly, actually, but does that mean you support Templars?
I understand. You are the voice of the Chantry. You can't turn against its own institutions.
That's not what I'm saying. I do not support the Knight Commander's methods.
Then why haven't you voiced that ever?
But I cannot take sides. We are all the Maker's creatures, but magic allows abuses beyond the scope of mortals. I only hope I can balance the needs of everyone. For
by
if it
attending
comes
to the
war,
needs of no one.
It is the people of this city who will lose.
There you are. I've been looking for you all
She
over.
talks in flowery circles, but
Your Grace?
in the end, she just doesn't do anything.
Your soul is troubled, child. I hope you found a balm for it here.
She's talking about the abuses of the Knight Commander and the abuses of the mages and Orsino and Meredith and balancing the needs of everyone and keeping everyone happy and appeasement this, appeasement that. But then she just sits in the Chantry. She doesn't do a goddamn thing. She didn't do anything with the Canare. She didn't do anything with Knight Commander Meredith. She didn't do anything with Orsino or the serial killer in Kirkwall. She just sits up in the little Chantry up there on top of the hill and pretends that none of it's happening and it's not her place to have any kind of engagement with it, even though we clearly see that it is, because every time she opens her mouth, the whole of Kirkwall listens and obeys. But to her, she just thinks that it is what it is, right? I guess let's let it all burn around them because we're all the Maker's children, something like that.
I cannot tell you how good it feels for a spirit to fulfill its function. The waiting is over. I am
Did his
finally
robes
seeking
change?
justice, and he is exultant. There is no ecstasy humankind can feel to match.
He looked different. I swear he wasn't. His robes are dark now, right? They weren't before.
Are you going to tell me what you did?
You are Kirkwall's champion. You can better aid our cause in that role than by aligning yourself with me too closely here.
Did you become a Sith Lord while you were in the Chantry?
Every time you refuse to tell me, I have to imagine something crazier.
This isn't a fight for sane men. The war will happen. The clock is ticking down. It will be midnight soon.
Oh, good. They're just gonna burn it all down then.
Leave me. I have preparations to make.
We got Renegade's coat, which I assume is for him. That's probably his new dark outfit that he's rocking now. He got lots and lots of money. Let's take a look in here. So we're done with that. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to the Gallows, and we'll see what the Templars want. I think we'll actually get to visit the Templar Hall for the first time too, but I'm gonna take a quick dip into the Black Emporium first, because we have an exorbitant amount of money, and I'd like to go see if there's any buffs or potions we can buy to enhance our capabilities here. So where is the Black Emporium? There it is. Let's see if our good friend here is peddling anything for us.
Few people.
In crafting materials, potions, rock armor, make a psi, restoration, nothing
Of an invitation.
what about this? Oh, sorry, it's just a codex. Whoops. About in here. Potions, make a psi.
Search the sewers
Also just a codex.
for the Emporium. And a cost poor.
Codex. Okay, so he doesn't have any new potions for us. I think there is some in some merchants, but having to travel around and look for them is not something I'm gonna do on camera. So let's just head to the Gallows now. We gotta start herbalist tasks anyways. And I'm pretty sure the rest of our quests are just straight up here as well, so go to the weapon shop. You have Widow's Fury, it's a battle axe, 34 damage, 1 chance to stun. Longsword, Spider's Heart. The Canary Sword, Rune of Striking, is a weapon that increases crit chance, absolutely. We'll put that right into our weapon slot as soon as we get done here. Volcanic Shield. Nothing special here, just a Rune of Protection. Let's go all the way down here. Yeah, that's our way into the Templar Hall, which is just open now. That's just straight up accessible now. The portcullis used to be locked off before, and now they're just taking visitors, I guess.
Welcome back, my friend. My store has never been better stocked, thanks to you. Although I have nothing else to ask you to find, you're quite welcome to bring back any rare specimens you may come across.
Boy, did I.
I'd be more than happy to craft something just for you. It's the least I can do for the champion of Kirkwall.
Well, I brought you some dragon blood if you're interested.
I took this fire gland from a high dragon just outside the city.
You killed a high dragon? Incredible. Let me see the fire gland.
Is there anything you can make from it?
This fire gland is a remarkable specimen. Wait here. I know exactly what I can craft from this.
I hope it's something I can use.
This turned out beautifully. Something worthy of our champion. I hope you can put it to good.
And so herbalist tasks ends up kind of being the same as the Heron quest in Dragon Age Awakening, right? He's just gonna give you unique items every time you do something for him. So he gave us Urza's Tooth, which is 20 health, 529 fire resistance, and 1 to all attributes, which is very, very hefty, actually. It's quite good, so we'll go ahead and equip that immediately. Let's see the herbalist stock. Mighty offense, rock armor. Okay.
So good to see you, champion.
And what do you have in mage goods? We'll go straight to the potions tab, that's what I'm interested in. Spirit Warden. Onyx Ring of the Dales. And then UNA. Okay, so nothing to speak of too much. How long have we been going here? 34 minutes. Yeah, let's go start this quest. and then we'll wrap up. But we'll at least visit the Templar Hall and see what's what in here, right? Seems like a good bet. Of course, we came into this area already in Fenrir's dreams. The Templar Hall is where he was trapped in the Fade. This is the blueprint to his mind inside the Fade. That's what his nightmare was here in these Templar Halls, and we just see it way later in the game, which is kind of cool, I guess. So we've already been here, and then we come back. Here's Orsino.
This is a difficult time for Kirkwall.
Yeah, I'm sure you think it is. I haven't forgotten about him having direct correspondence with the serial killer that killed our mother, by the way. I still would quite like to have a conversation with him about that. Too bad that I can't just straight up present him with the evidence of that and be like, listen, bitch. And that's because we got all of the enigma of Kirkwall's done. Yeah, it really is too bad that I can't just confront him with the evidence of his participation and all that. Like, I understand if I didn't pick up the note, but I literally did, and I know it's you. I just have no way to confront you about it. Which is unfortunate.
Champion, welcome.
What is this urgent matter you spoke of?
There was an incident within the Gallows. A number of phylacteries were destroyed, and several mages took the opportunity to escape. We've recovered most of the fugitives. However, I require your assistance in tracking down the last 3.
How did the phylacteries get destroyed?
An insurrection. Several of my own Templars orchestrated the escape, presumably out of sympathy for the mages. They turned their backs on their duty and endangered their charges, as well as the city. Thankfully, most who escaped fled to their families and offered no resistance. The last 3 are proving more difficult.
So the Templars came in here breaking the phylacteries. Seems like she's dealing with a little insurrection here.
I will do whatever I can.
Your willingness to help does you credit. I believe the apostates are being sheltered by loved ones. It is understandable, but misguided, and very dangerous. Talk to these mages' families. Learn where they are hiding, and find them before they do harm. I know you, of all people, understand the danger such apostates pose.
Indeed.
Speak to my assistant, Elsa. She can tell you whatever you need to know about the fugitives. I bid you good day, champion.
Yeah, I do understand, and I think Meredith does too, for the record. We'll try and talk to her a little more whenever we can, so you can get some of Meredith's personality.
Good day, champion of Kirkwall. Knight Commander Meredith
She's a
has
tranquil,
informed
that's
me
what this
you will be
symbol
tracking
means.
down the apostates on behalf of the Templars. There are 3 of them. Huon, Emile, and Evelina.
Why does Meredith have a tranquil assistant?
She flaunts what she can do to mages. She likes to rub our faces in it.
The Knight Commander believes tranquil mages to be efficient and single-minded. I, in particular, am extremely organized.
I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think she's literally doing it because of what Anders said. I think it's just, I mean, Tranquil are always assistants in the circle, right? They usually run the stock rooms and all that stuff. Meredith, everyone has an assistant. It's just she needs an assistant, and there's a Tranquil here. And by the way, tranquility is reprehensible. I don't think this should exist. I think making anybody tranquil is a fate worse than death. I'd rather blood mages just be, like, decapitated or, like, hung from the gallows than to be made tranquil. I hate tranquility as a concept. So, I'm not on board with that. I just don't think it's as simple as Anders makes out here.
Are the apostates blood mages?
The Knight Commander suspects this, yes. The Knight Commander tends to assume all apostates practice blood magic. She prefers to err on the side of caution.
I want to hear about Huon.
Huon is an elf. He was apprehended in the alienage 10 years ago. His wife, Nisa, works for a dressmaker in Lowtown.
Have the Templars spoken to her?
Yes. Nisa insists she has not seen Huon since he joined the Circle.
Could Huon be hiding among the other elves in the alienage?
The Templars' searches uncovered nothing. The Templars have also concluded that few other elves would risk hiding him. Huon was taken many years ago. Most of the Alienage's inhabitants do not even know him.
Tell me what you know about Emile.
The second apostate is Emile de Lancey, fifth son of the Comte de Lancey. The de Lanceys have a home in Hightown, but are often out during the day. They are generally home by evening.
What have they said to the Templars?
The Comte and Comtesse say they have not seen Emile since he was a child.
What do you know about the de Lanceys?
Comte Guillaume de Lancey is a minor noble from Orlais. He and his wife came to the Free Marches over 3 decades ago. Emile was born in Kirkwall and sent to the Circle at age 6.
Okay, and then the last one is Evelina.
What do you know about Evelina?
Evelina was trained for 8 years in the Circle in Ferelden. She was last seen in her former residence among the refugee community in Darktown.
She's a Ferelden.
How did she come to be in Kirkwall?
Evelina claims to have fled the Blight, not the Circle. She presented herself to the first Enchanter on her arrival and asked to take her place here. Our files indicate she petitioned Meredith for financial support of numerous other pre-adolescent Blight survivors.
Interesting. So she came here to the Circle and turned herself in willingly. See, Anders doesn't pause at that she came here to the Circle and asked to take her place, that she fled one Circle and had complete freedom because of the Blight and everything that happened to the Ferelden Circle's phylacteries, but she chose to come back to a Circle. If they're all so bad, like he claims, why would she ever do that, right?
Did the Templars run her into Darktown?
Yes, they tracked her there, but she killed several pursuers. The Templars believe she is the most dangerous apostate.
They think she's the most dangerous.
I have all the information I require for now.
Good luck on your search, Champion of Kirkwall.
Okay, well, let's go see if we can chat to Meredith before we leave. I don't really care to talk to Orsino at all, but I suppose I can see if he has anything to say to us too.
As if it were too much to ask that the city be kept safe from magic. Orsino is a fool.
I disagree.
This is a difficult time for Kirkwall.
Yeah, right. You're not doing much to help that, are you, Orsino? Alright, so we've been going for 42 minutes. That does seem like a pretty good spot to wrap things up. We have our course set for the next couple episodes. We're ready to rock on, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please do check out the Patreon linked in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age 2. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.